Good day, Ninth and O. This is Devotionables, brief devotions for busy people. I'm Robby Skaggs. Currently, I'm a deacon serving at Ninth and O. I'm also a member of your security team here. Today, we're going to be looking at Proverbs 2. As a parent, I strive to be this kind of dad. I don't write letters to my kids. Maybe it's something that I should pick up and start doing. But I try to be this kind of dad that spurs my children and leads them to pursue after godly things. But ultimately, and the most important part of that is that I want my children to find solace in the Lord, that my children would be spared from the snares that the world has to offer, and that lead them ultimately to an eternal death separated from God. So we're going to break this up into a couple little chunks here, kind of starting from the bottom, I think, and maybe working my way up this passage. But the main point, I think, of this letter that Solomon's writing to his son, we can find in verses 16 through 19. And that is to deliver you from the strange woman, from the adulteress who flatters with her words, that leaves the companion of her youth and forgets the covenant of her God. For her house sinks down to death, and her tracks lead to the dead. None who go to her return again, nor do they reach the path of life. So in this passage, we can really see that the adulterous woman essentially, in effect, is sin. Everything about her is sin, is the culmination of sin. She is completely separated from God. Her path is death, which there is no return from. The lack of security, really, her home, it leads to death. So those that are follow her in her ways, you can see that they are characterized. They have actions in their lives, and they carry out these actions. They're evil in every way. They speak perversely. They're going to treat people unfairly. They prefer darkness, they delight in doing wrong, and they're devious. Conversely, we have another option, a good option, and that's the Lord. And He is the source of wisdom. And we can see in verses 6 and 11 that for the Lord gives wisdom. From His mouth came knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk in integrity, guarding the paths of justice, and He preserves the way of His godly ones. Then you will discern righteousness and justice, and equity in every good course. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will guard you, understanding will watch over you. And we see that the Lord, in His goodness, He will provide wisdom. We can ask Him for wisdom, and just like in James 1:5. And in turn, we're going to understand His word. We can understand His instruction. His wisdom will guard us in our lives. Ultimately, His justice is going to preserve our lives. We can spend eternity with Him, and we'll have a correct perspective of the world. And you can always see these characteristics being lived out in the lives of believers, in that they will ask for wisdom, and God promises that they will receive it. So it's an action of asking and receiving. They pursue wisdom like treasure. They chase after it. And we will have a right understanding and a fear of the Lord. And the result of wisdom is ultimately the gospel and salvation. We can read in verses 20 and 22 that so you will walk in the way of good men, and keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright will live in the land, and the blameless will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous will be uprooted from it. So, with that, we have the hope. We can see that we will be seen by the Father as righteous and blameless. We will be able to dwell in the land forever, and that unlike the wicked, we will never be cast out like they will. That's our time. This has been brief, but I hope that everybody is blessed by this word. Have a great day.